In today's edition, we're talking about issues of governance and human rights. My name is George Mhango, and welcome to this exclusive interview. And I am with Undule Mwakasungula. He's the human rights and governance advocate. Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year to you too.
Now, talk a little bit about the human rights and governance issues.
Yes.
Are they working in Malawi?
No, I think we are going in the right direction because we have a foundation which we are consolidating from the one party to multi-party. You remember that we had a new constitution which brought in the Bill of Rights, meaning that as a country we're committed to promotion and protection of human rights, but also it brought in a lot of constitutional institutions, like for example the Human Rights Commission, the Anti-Corruption Bureau, and other institutions which are part and parcel of consolidating our democracy and human rights. So there have been a lot of progress in terms of enjoyment of fundamental freedoms and rights in this country. No question about that, and nobody can try to bring us backwards. For example, we're having so many demonstrations right now, which is part of our constitutional rights.
Before you get to the issue of demonstrations,
yes,
there has been talk about the Anti-Corruption Bureau Director, Martha Chizuma.
Yes.
A number of issues have happened. What's your take on that one? Fine, good, the president has maintained her on that position.
Let me say that I think we need to be honest that the president himself and government are committed to fighting corruption. We have seen measures which have taken place. First is the appointment of the Anti-Corruption Bureau Director, Martha Chizuma herself. It's an indication of the commitment to the fight against corruption. But also, we have seen serving ministers being arrested, something which has never happened before. If I can recall, maybe it happened once in the time of Bingu administration. That to me is an indication of commitment to fight against corruption. But now, if you come to the issue of the clip, which has been related to the ACB director, to me, I took it as a conspiracy.
Conspiracy
against her, actually, from those who would want to run away from being prosecuted for corruption, actually, because I don't expect someone who is genuine, who is close to the director, would have brought that clip out. So it showed that a conspiracy to damage her reputation, to damage her image, but also to delay the whole process of fighting corruption in this country. And I'm happy that I think the president decided to maintain her, which was a very good decision, actually.
So are you trying to come back into issues of good governance and human rights? Because as I did indicate, fine, you said you haven't been silent, yes, but are you trying to come back into issues of human rights and governance?
I have my space. I have my space.
Space,
which I can talk whatever I want to talk. I can decide to speak. I cannot decide to speak. But let me say maybe that one day I went to church after the service.
Which church is that one?
This is True Worshippers International
You
Ministry.
believe in God?
I so much. I'm a believer, actually. I'm a born again.
You are born again? Since when?
You cannot shift me.
Since when?
This is 9 years now.
9 years?
Yes, you cannot shift me on that one.
Beyond, before 9 years ago?
No, before that one, I think we are just doing things anyhow.
You regret?
But I can't say I'm regretting because that's how God arranged it, actually. But I thank God that He took me out of the world.
Out of the world?
Yes, out of the world and into His kingdom now. And coming back to the issue now is after the service.
I just want to understand you correctly.
Yes.
Fine. You are a born again.
I'm a believer, a born again.
A born again.
Yes. And you cannot shift me on that.
What made you to change? And what made you to start believing in God?
Yes, believing in God. Of course, I believed in God, but I didn't know much about this guy called Jesus Christ. Actually, okay, I knew God was there, but I didn't know much about the guy called Jesus Christ, who is our Lord and our Savior. I know. So let me say that before being born again, I was sick really for almost 1 year. I almost died actually.
Sick.
I was sick. I tried several hospitals, medication. It didn't work. And one day, my sisters came to see me.
Which are these sisters of yours?
My sisters, one of them passed on, Mrs. Mpande, but also others who are still alive. And they came to see me. But when they saw me, they said, our brother is going.
Yes.
Then they decided to link up with a man of God, who is Pastor Elijah Chisisa, who is the founder of True Worshipper International Ministries, actually. And this man came, this pastor came and prayed for me. And from that time, I experienced change, actually. Because I wasn't sleeping, actually. And I wasn't eating. But also I had this fear. I could see that I was dying. And I don't know what was killing me. I discovered that whatever I have done in this world, I didn't see any meaning in it. I just wanted to disappear.
Okay,
and
fine.
He told me that that was a spirit of fear. And when he came, he told me that I had 3 days to live. I don't know how I was going to die, but from the time he prayed for me, I experienced change. And from there, I surrendered my life to Christ.
We are living in a different world.
Yes.
We are talking about the Tonse Alliance administration.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets about the Tonse Alliance administration being ushered into power and then the promises that they did make to Malawians?
I cannot say regrets because this is a government which was democratically elected.
Democratically elected. You subscribe to that?
Yes, of course, because it's a government which came in through a constitutional means, actually. It was not through back door.
Not through back door?
Elections were done,
but still
were
more,
conducted.
Still more some other political whatsoever they might be talking about. Kuti, it was like Anangoloa through the legally, constitutionally, Zongo Gwirizana.
No, I cannot subscribe to that, actually. That's being unfair because there were processes which were done, changing of certain sections and articles in the Constitution to pave way for the other elections, actually. So, as I said, and as I always say, we are a constitutional democracy. And we need to follow constitutional order. So the Tonse Alliance, to me, is a constitutional elected government.
But at some point, you have been supporting the DPP, you have been supporting the PP. What should we get from you?
It's not really supporting. I think people is about misunderstanding because my message has been the same.
The same?
Yeah, the same. Because I remember when the DPP was there and there were these demonstrations. I engaged the Timothy with the Honorable Minister now of National Unity.
Do you talk with Timothy?
So much talk. We talked
always, daily, monthly?
No, not daily actually. I think we talked last week. We talked with Timothy.
On what issues?
On national issues, But he's someone I've worked with actually. He's someone he came and when I was director, he was a program manager actually. So I can say he's someone I've mentored. So why should we not talk? To me, I can say he's my son because if it was from the spiritual line of seeing things, he's my son because I've mentored him actually. So why should you not talk with your son actually? So what I'm saying is, during the DPP, I was engaged with Timothy and the Gift to talk about engagement and dialogue. And that time, I was being accused of protecting DPP.
You were being accused?
I've been accused.
Who was accusing you?
No, my colleagues actually.
Which colleagues of yours?
The same one I was talking about. All the colleagues, some of the colleagues which maybe were in the HRDC. Actually, because I think the agenda was to see DPP go. And to me, I thought that it was important, much as, yes, we wanted change, people wanted change. But I think the best way was to still engage and dialogue. Now, I want to relate what was happening to the current scenario now, because there are demonstrations which are taking place right now by Ben Karindo, where I'm coming in again to talk about engagement and dialogue. Now,
but Boni Kalindo has issues. There were issues to do with how prices of things are skyrocketing, and then the toll gate issue, fine good, the toll gate issue was resolved by government. It was gazetted by the former minister, Felix Mulusu. But, pertinent issues, zintu zikukwera, day in, day out. Mafuta akwera so
but
my demonstration Kalindo ndiyabodza.
Yeah, but the issue is, are we going to resolve these issues through demonstrations? Well, it seems like where there's a problem, any problem now, everybody wants to go to the streets. Everyone want to go to demonstrate. Is that how we would want to address my issues as equal? So Kalindo yo too can have issues, but approach, that's where maybe I have a problem. But also ndakandi kunena kuti kwa ineyo Kalindo anali kumweko
kuti
kutonse sichonjo UTM. But at the same time, mafundo zimena unena ma policies yo sana director wa youth and director wa youth ndiye akafuna ntchito zimene unena 1 million izo. Sio simakhala kwa Kanyamata kodi
zikuteka koma
kwa Nyamata koma ntchitozo ndikuti police ngati anakhazikitsa ndikuti Boniyo anali part and parcel ya police imene kupanga kuti tipange formulate police iyi. Ndiye kwa ineyo zinthu ngati zikukanika sumathawa yayi
ukhale momo
ukakhala principled munthu sumathawa ukhale momwemo. It's just like maybe you proposed mkazi wankwatira mkazi uja sumaziwa kuti kaya ndionunkha kamwa
kumufusira mkazi
ora makoza pabedi later on ukapezeka mafuta amene ndi ukupita kunja kuti mkazi wanga uja makuti ayi makhala basi anthu awiri akudasi mkazi ngati kumkondadi mkazi kuti mukununkha kunkhwapa tipange bwanja baba kuli maperfume ambirimbiri mukagula.
Are you trying to insinuate kunena kuti by virtue of the new cabinet yomwe ilipo panopo?
Yes.
Saulos Chilima, the vice president of the Republic of Malawi, has been given like public sector reforms.
Yes.
He was the minister of economic planning. Koma panopo palibe pajapandizama public sector reforms.
Yes.
Dropping him
kuti
asakhale ujeni.
Yes.
How do you look at that one?
No, I think to me I was one, or maybe I might have been the only one.
The only one
urging kuti minister ya economic planning ichoke kwa vice president.
Chifukwa
tukamba za economy. Aliyenza ule economy sikwenda. And economy kuti yende yambe ndi planning. So ngati planning sikwenda bwino the economy yenda ngati si yenda bwino. So I discovered that kwa ineyo I saw kuti the VP was good kwa public sector reforms. These are my
unlike the economy, the planning,
disaster. From economic planning, I think in our foot he didn't focus much on that one. He didn't have much time on that one. So I advocated if it's possible, Abana is just a minister. I carry bayoka. Koma Abana was a president. Sana ikibayoka. I saganiza financing the economic planning and development, which is to me is not bad.
Did you take an initiative in your human rights and governance advocate kuti kuwayankhula komwina a vice president asaulo silima kuti mukonze izizi asana chosedo kuti akhale ujeni minister wa ujeni wa economic?
No, that one I think honestly speaking, I didn't have that engagement on the side. But ngati zina zakupanga bwino zina zakupanga bwino. I mean, I don't have any problem. That disaster, I think he was all over that disaster. The public sector reform, we could see, we could hear what the VP is saying. Okay, he's trying to do his plan. But on this economic planning and development, I think to me, if I was giving him a mark, I think it would have been 0 quite a one vessel. But honestly speaking, if you're talking about the economy to come back, you're the planning, economic planning. The company planning, they put this into that in terms of implementing.
There is now Sosteni Gwengwe, the Minister of Finance, heading chilichonse cha economy, mwakuti cha chuma, tumbaratula, zikona Malawi. Are you happy with that appointment?
Yes, I can't say. I mean, I'm not happy. There's a change, yes. Let's wait and see how he's going to perform, because you don't judge someone by zina. When he hasn't even started performing, let him perform. Let us appraise him. Okay, Tabanga says after 60, after 1 year, this is okay. I think a Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, I could tandiza zikoli. But Bonobo, Ligangonena would Honorable Sosteni Gwengwe. He's not the right person to hold that ministry. I'll be undermining the appointing authority. That's the president. Could he didn't appoint the right person? Is cleaning. But to me, I believe all the people who are in the new cabinet now, old and new.
Old and new?
All of them.
This is a Rainbow Television, and this is the exclusive interview. I'm talking to Undule Mwakasungula, the human rights and governance advocate. We'll be back, and then we start from there. Welcome back. We are talking to Undule Mwakasungula, the human rights and governance advocate. And this is just the same program, exclusive interview. We were just talking about the appointments of ministers. And the issue that we talked about was about Sosteni Gwengwe. The appointments into this new cabinet. You were just talking about the old and new. We have seen the Kasonga PD coming in, Kawale coming in.
No, I think to me the new cabinet is a mixed bag.
Mixed bag.
Full of people who are professionals to me. The old and new. And the indication of giving Honorable Sosteni Gwengwe, that Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, is an indication that I think the President wants to see the economy be revived. But also, I was happy to see also that the key ministries have been given to women. Foreign affairs.
Oh, you like that one?
Homeland security, gender, health, education. Those are important ministries actually, and headed by women. So zina tizikamba bwino tizikamba kweli tisangona mbali imozi wetu tuone kuti I think president wetu muntu huyu I think promotion has my
in health.
Yes, we health. And health ministry ikulu kwambiri tu. India ikulu very important ministry. Education, very important ministries. They are headed by women.
On health, do you subscribe to the vaccination? COVID vaccination.
What do you mean by subscribing? Believing in that?
Yeah.
Why should I not believe?
Do you?
Want me to
do you
say
sanitize?
Do you I have a sanitizer here? I have my mask. You have told me that I should remove my mask. I have a sanitizer here. You have told me I should remove my mask. Okay. I would have put on my mask here. No, we need to. I'm a public figure. I cannot be on the TV and say, don't go and vaccinate. That would be a disaster to the people, to the nation. So I'm saying people should go and vaccinate.
The State of the Nation address. Zonse zotu zikukamba za chuma, za chipatala, za umoyo, za mapunziro, mwaguti. Are you convinced with the State of the Nation address addressed by President Lazarus Chakwera past 3 February asa napita ku Addis Ababa?
Yes, I think to me the national address I saw that it gave a roadmap for recovery of this country actually because I think looking at the title of the national address, fixing systems for long-term strategy to address the current pressures actually. So I think the president to me he's talking about long-term strategies while at the same time addressing the current pressure the government is having.
What would you wish to be addressed?
And that means we need to be patient. We need to persevere.
Being patient.
We need to sacrifice.
Sacrificing.
Because these things cannot change overnight. Majad would want the things to change today. They cannot change overnight. They cannot change tomorrow. They cannot change in a month. It needs time. Now, that time needs us and to carry patience. Tipange sacrifice. And sacrifice, as we are sacrificing, the leadership also should what? Should sacrifice. That's only my message. Because and who should not see what the leadership should say and Tumpange sacrifice patience. Why they are not sacrifice? That is contradicting himself.
Kuteroko ababa pabwera message akunena kuti inuyo Undule Mwakasungula mmasintha thabwa.
Yes.
Panopo akuti mwina mwa pita kuja nikutonse alliance mukuti aba message.
You know I had problems even when I was at Tonse Alliance actually, because of my promises. One thing I disagreed with in the Tonse Alliance, the unrealistic promises.
1 million jobs.
Because my promises are now awango sateka.
You sateka indeed. Yeah, 1 million jobs kapena.
Most of them, because even if you are reducing my taxes and revenues, because the bomba limaenda nijani ni misongo. Pale bomba limaenda upanda misongo. If you do mapempa misongo jogera kumaiko agunja Europe, America, Scandinavian countries. Imagine drama imagine majoga misongo ya anthu etu. Ndei ife tumanena anthu athu misongo muchepesa. Ife tukufuna misongo ya anthu ena izibwera koma yathu otitani tichepesa. Imagine ine siningagwizana naye ndipo situgwizana naye. Because bomba limaendera chani misongo. Kuti chitukuko mdziko ndi chani ndi misongo. So chofunika kwambiri ndi chakuti taphunzitse anthuwo kuti misongo ndiyofunika. Ndipo anthuwo akhale ndi chidwi kuti misongo yathu ikamatengedwa itibweresere misewu mankhwala samasowa mchipatala, tikhale ndi masukulu anathu asamaphunzire pachani pa mitengo, tufuna chani tikhale ndi madzi abwino, tikhale ndi nyumba zabwino. That's what we need to advocate for and make sure that we monitor government. Aliyeso opandama zathu amene asasidwe yayi. Asasidwe amene yayi. Asatetezane yayi.
Anti-corruption.
Yes.
Zona.
Amena samsi amena kubandira.
Zona.
Akuba misongo yathu. If tufuna, why should someone put his money in money zabo ndama zabo mumthumba mwake pamene kuchipata kulibe chani? Mankhwala. Ameneyo ndokuti akufunira dziko lake labwino. And chifukwa kuti mankhwala kulibe kuchipatala anthu akutani akufa osainira kutani kufa. Pamene munthu yotenga ndama wayika muthumba akumanga manyumba akupanga zinthu sayenekera bwino. So umene ulo susogolera chimozimozi nthawi imene ya COVID a lot of money was stolen, went into people's pockets, and yet people needed support. Some of the people who died were not supposed to die because they were not provided what was supposed to be provided actually. Chifukwa ndalama sikuti kunalipo ndalama zinalipo koma ndalama zalowa matumba mwa anthu malamuti zithandize anthu wandive zithandize anthu. So misonkho, I'm the one who can say no.
Sure.
Let's have moderate malamulo athu. Yes, misonkho ikhalepo, isakhale punitive, but we need to be paying tax. We should teach our people. We should make our people aware kuti misonkho ndiyofunika, and misonkho igwira ntchito yothandiza moyo yawo kuti ipite pasogolo.
Komalizira ma demonstration 2011
Yes.
munali full throttle July 20 if not by 21. Any regrets about those kind of demonstrations you conducted with the fine good, I should say, the late Rafiki Hajati mzima wa usemutendere mnaliso ndi azinzano ena? Do you regret kuti ma demonstration anachitika?
I don't regret kwambiri ma demonstration anachitika, but what I regret kwambiri is the loss of life, and may they also rest in peace, because when we were organizing these demos in 2011, me and Gift Trappings, because we were the only two guys who started talking about this, planning about this. Others just came. We brought in others like Reverend Sembereka, Rafiki Hajat, but the authors of architectures of this demo were Undule and Gift Trappings. But only the great I can talk about is the loss of people, because our intention was not people to be violent. Ours was peaceful. We wanted the government to address my issues, not regime change, because our regime change agenda was not part and parcel of us. But I think people were so angry with the system that they became violent, and they started damaging things and the like. So that's what they regret.
So are you trying to come back into human rights activism?
No, I'm not saying coming back, but as I said, I'm using my space. I have the space which I'm using. The space. I'm here because of my space, actually. The space which I have, and this space is very huge. Anyone can come in. We're seeing the Benikarindos coming in. They are using their space, actually, understand? But to me, it's not about me. It's about the assignment.
Engagements with the government?
No, it's a, but let me say first, it's an assignment in one verse. And God has taught me that I have unfinished assignment. I need to advocate for peace, engagement, dialogue, and bring sanity in this country. That's an assignment. That's an assignment. I have got assignment. So I cannot run away like Jonah. Jonah.
Jonah
akupezeka mimba mwajani mwasomba. Anali ndi mwayi kuti somba ija inakamta yakumaji. So ine nikhoza kuthawa kwapezeka nta yamazi somba wasatani wasapezeka. Mwandipesa Jonah anali ndi mwayi. So you cannot run away from the assignment in Mungu mena wakupasa. Yeah? Because Jeremiah and Isaiah, Mungamai kuti whom shall I send? Jeremiah and Isaiah nena kuti
9 years. 9 years.
Here I am, God send me.
9 years.
Yes.
Mutasinthika ntima.
Yes. Here I am, God send me.
Ndi too many.
To talk about peace, to talk about engagement, to talk about dialogue, and to bring sanity.
This is exclusive interview. My name is George Muhango, and I do appreciate the presence of Undule Mwakasungula, the human rights and the governance advocate. Thank you. Keep on watching Rainbow Television.